It's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. I mean, periodically about once a year, I make an update of how I'm feeling about Align technology / Invisalign, SmileDirectClub. Y'all know I was on the initial start team for SDC. I have no ill will against them. I know a lot of you do. I don't. They're a super, super smart team. Like I totally believe in them. I'm not saying that the way they're doing things now is the way I would do it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna lump this all in one video with a bunch of tricks, tips, and suggestions. Y'all know I also help businesses launch, grow, especially orthodontic businesses. That's part of what I do. No, I do not do KOLs ever again. Learn my lesson on that. But I am available for hire if you wanna learn about how to launch and grow your orthodontic or dental business. But anyways, let's talk about some just free tricks and tips. If I were Joe Hogan, hey, there's my buddy Joe Hogan and me. This is about 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't know. I was in Santa Clara. They invited me to come take a tour to meet with their executive team. I know that they picked my brain because half, if not all the stuff I told them I would do, they launched. So whether it was stuff they already had on the pipeline or they just took my ideas, I don't mind because I gave it to them. So I'm going to give them more ideas, and I'm also going to give SDC some ideas, and hopefully their stock will get out of the toilet because it's pissing up my portfolio. So yes, I do have I have some underlying reasons that I want to make this video. Come on, guys. Get your stock out of the toilet. This is absolutely ridiculous what's going on. Both of you guys need to be innovative. And I know you guys have the brains. You guys have big brains on your team. So use them, please. So I'm going to give you free advice, and any other companies that want to compete with them and want to use my advice, go ahead. I can pretty much tell you that if you use my advice, you will be profitable. All right, so let's talk about the two business models the way I see them where they are now. So SmileDirectClub, right? Started in 2014. As a direct-to-consumer aligner company. They've done some pivoting, but for the most part, they haven't pivoted enough, in my opinion. Now that Instagram and Facebook prices have gone up in terms of marketing, which was how they initially marketed, it's no longer profitable, in my opinion. I'm just saying, in my opinion, based on what I hear, see, and know. It's their initial business model isn't going to work the way that they're doing it. But what do they have? Well, they've treated over 1,000 patients, which I think is super incredible, because I remember when we were treating patient number 1, we weren't treating. We were working with doctors to facilitate the treatment. But anyways, I remember patient number 1, let's put it that way, back in 2014. But now, I mean, the amount of potential orthodontic consumers that they have in their database, as well as HIPAA compliant records showing at least their photos of their teeth, is ridiculous. I have no idea how many they have, but it must be a ridiculous amount of number. There's got to be a value to that. Yeah. So there's a value to that. And many of these patients never got treated. So first of all, if I was SDC, I'd spin off into a retainer subscription program. I've been saying this for years. Y'all are nuts. There's a few that are out there right now. It can be super profitable. I have tons of content on how to do this. I mean, this is just so easy, no brainer. Most states, you don't even need a prescription for that. You've got Retainer Club, Retainers for Life. They're not even run right. Do it right. SDC could totally do this right. It would be like immediate profit. Boom, go do that. And it's not just a one-time thing. I mean, you have to have clear retainers for life. So duh, get it done. Okay, so that's the first thing I would do. If they're already doing it, I know nothing about it. So they should do it. That's an easy fix to make profit. Number 2, they got to go into phase 1. They got to go into early. Why? Because early is so easy. Early is littles. I mean, from age 2, appliances to help your removable tooth pillows to help stop thumb sucking, removable tooth pillows to help stop teeth grinding in kids. Very, very easy stuff. And these you don't even need a scan or impression for these. These could just be done measurements from their app. I mean, it's so easy. Removable tooth appliances with eruptive growth positions to help, little teeth come in straight, to help fix overbites, underbites, negative overjets, vertical issues, transverse issues in little kids. So easy. Lab fees on those is like $50 to $100. I mean, they would definitely make profit off this, and they'd be helping little kids. If they can help, this is what I want to get through SDC's brain. And hey, if Align wants to use any of these ideas, be my guest. They're already in Invisalign first, so they clearly understand the littles, the point of phase 1 ortho. And by the way, just an aside, if you want to learn about phase 1 ortho, I just launched my phase 1 ortho course. Woohoo! You can get it from my website. For pediatric and general dentists, and even new grad orthodontists who don't know phase 1 enough. But listen, if you take if you take a really, really hard case that you would normally treat at 13, 14, 15, 16, if you took that case and started it early with something simple, easy, a little bit of expanders, removables, type of appliances to help with vertical transverse, you would take a hard case and you turn it into an easy case that could easily be treated by the regular SDC aligners. Boom. So they could get so many more. I mean, they know now that only a certain percentage of adult cases can be treated with their product, right? I mean, they give kind of in my opinion, a ridiculously high rate. I mean, when I talk about treated, I mean treated ideally with a perfect outcome, not an alternative outcome, not an approved outcome, not an anterior only outcome. I'm talking about perfect. They could now be all about, yes, we still have that anterior only, no attachments, no IPR type of alignment. It's still there if that's what you want, but we also do perfect. How? You fix the bite problems when they're little kids with many different appliances. It's not aligners, okay? Well, you could do aligners, but we'll get there later. You'd obviously have to expand the arches first and then do your phase 1 aligners. But pretty awesome stuff that you could do that. Knock the hard stuff out of the way when they're littles, and then they still have that patient for a second phase 2, when they get older as teenagers, that you could treat with the regular SDC aligners, which is so awesome. So they're basically going to get 2 patients for just 1 because they're already in their database, right? And then you got a third stage later, which is the retention subscription program. Now they get 3 patients out of 1 patient. All low prices, low fees, because there's no reason you need to be charging exorbitant fees. You don't need to charge $7,000 a case. You're charging $1,000 for the first one, their normal $1,900 for the second one, and $500 for the retainer subscription program or whatever. So now the revenue is about $3,500-ish, if I got that right, instead of $7,000. So it's still a great deal for the consumer. And that's how you market it. That's exactly what SDC should do. They would totally get their stock out of the toilet if they did that. And not to mention, they need to beef up their partner program, make it a little bit more like Candid Pro. They need to get ahead of what I have a feeling Align is going to be doing this year, and really get that partner program out of the toilet. And they need to start taking perfect. So if their treatment program is only anterior only, no attachments, no IPR, they need to pivot. Okay, work with my team at Global, my white label companies that do ideal. They can do elastics, they can do IPR, they can do attachments. Have that facet, like Uniform Teeth. Be like Uniform Teeth. I literally just published on Uniform Teeth, and their prices are so high. All you have to do is be same business model for their other tier. They're still gonna have their same OG program, but they're gonna pivot off in more directions so that they can take more pieces of the pie, right? So have a business model just like Uniform Teeth. So I'm going to give that piece of tip to both Align and SDC. I'm going to see who's smart enough to grab on it. Align, similar tips. Obviously, one thing that they have going for them is that they are going into first treatment pretty aggressively. I actually really love the MA product. I really do. What Align needs to do, come on guys, you guys got to launch. I know you have the patent on this. You guys got to launch your expander clip-on. And I just met with another company that's based out of Japan. And goodness, well, I'm blanking out. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to look it up on LinkedIn what the name of it is. They have an aligner that has clips where you can put in a Schwartz expander, okay? So I for such a long time, I've wanted the ability to be able to do both expansion. I'm not talking about tipping and arch expansion. I'm talking about skeletal expansion. I wanted to be able to do skeletal expansion synonymously, synchronously with an aligner. So right now, if I'm gonna do a removable expander, I can't do it because it has clasp, right? It has ball clasp, it has Adams clasp, it has an anterior labial bow for retention, right? So I can't do it at the same time as an aligner. So that is standard of care. Standard of care is to do your expansion first, do your skeletal expansion in a growing kid or a teen, so that you can get the airway benefits, you can get the palatal benefits, you can get the ability to put your tongue at the roof of your mouth. We can maybe, what if we have a tongue thrust, right? What if we have a thumb sucking habit? I want to be able to do appliances the same time as aligner treatment. So, I mean, this is super critical to be able to do that. So I know that there is a patent that Align has, because I love to look through their patents, and they definitely have some type of patent on that in the US. But there also is a company that launched in Japan that is now going into the US, and I've had it out with them a couple times on LinkedIn, so I feel comfortable telling them. I gave them my tips and tricks, and the CEO was kind of rude, so she actually just wrote back to me today. So the company is called Sheep Medical USA. Now, the CEO in Japan was very, very, very nice. Let's see if I can find her name. Her name is Dr. Maki Ujii. She was super smart. She's an orthodontist. She got it. She says, yeah. She wrote back to me, I see your point. I've been practicing orthodontist using bioprogressive technique. I treat a lot of growing patients. I would be really interested in trying a new method, but I have to follow the rules and regulations that the CEO in the US, her name's Leah Ellemeyer, they're insane. If they honestly have some type of patent on this, they absolutely need to launch it in the US and be able to do this, because if we can synchronously expand and use habit appliance at the same time as an aligner, whoever does this is gonna get every single orthodontist and pediatric dentist to sign up. Boom, I would be signing up tomorrow. That is exactly what I need. And I've looked into creating the patent on that, and it looks like enough people already have their toes dipped in it. It's not worth the legal battle trying to launch it first. So I'm gonna let someone else launch this, and then I'm gonna help grow it, because this is exactly what people want. You need to give people what they want. You need to find the pain point, and this is definitely a pain point. So yes, Align. I know you have some type of patent on this. Get it done. Launch the product, okay? Because that is what people want. If you can launch that product, again, whoever can grab the phase 1 patients first, they now own these patients, because they can create, just like Invisalign has an Invisalign first price point, an Invisalign second price point, and they haven't launched the retention subscription model either, but if they were smart, they would. So, and then they lock it in. If you do first treatment with us, then the second treatment will be much, much lower. So yeah, we'll see who does it first. Now, of course, Align also has their new patient-facing app, their new doctor-patient app. They also have a lot of patient contact information and data. And you do, when you use the app, you do give away a lot of rights. Not at all the quantity that SDC has. So I know SDC has the leg up. They both have tracking apps. I think SDC is better than Align's. Align's is terrible, in my opinion. Their tracking app is doo-doo. Compared to like in-hand dental monitoring, I'm sorry. I really, really don't like Align Virtual. I think SDC, I'll give another tip, they should launch their and I'm friends with the people in-hand dental. So, I mean, I'm just giving tips, if they listen to this. You guys, I'm not trying to tank your business. But SDC's tracking app is good. It's really, really good. If they could scale this even to other doctors who aren't using SDC partner network, that would be another way to make profit. And Align too, they could fix their Invisalign Virtual, which is bad and clunky, and they could scale it to other doctors. So that's another revenue stream besides the Invisalign First, habit appliances, expander appliances, retention subscription program. There's so many different ways they could do that. But if I were Align, I would totally be capitalizing off the whole direct-to-consumer network. And there was a company that started like maybe 4 or 5 years ago called, what was it called? Bid My Smile? Smile Bid? I don't remember what it was called. Anyways, it rebranded into Smile Snap, which is now a virtual consult type of app. That whole Bid My Smile concept was smart. Trust me, I tried to run with that one as well. Where you basically, if you have all these potential consumers, you let them collect the data, okay? They may not have x-rays, just the data they can get, contact information, here's what my teeth look like, and you let orthodontists in their area go ahead and create a custom treatment plan. Even better if you could get the scan so they can work up a Clincheck. This is what I'm getting at. Because I have so many consumers that contact me and they're like, oh, this is so annoying. I have to go travel around to get various quotes and I want to see the Clinchecks and everyone's doing it differently. They would love to be able to just put it up, and let different doctors take their time out to create an ideal Clincheck, and they can pick the treatment plan they like best without even having to get out of their chair. There are plenty of consumers that'd be willing to pay a price for that and to commit to that up front. And I don't know how that works because I know you can't sell a patient data or anything like that, but I'm sure there's a way to work this out. And I think it would be very easy for either Align or SDC to do that. Getting a scan is easy. I think there's a matter of time before I mean, there are scan shops and kiosks that are in malls nowadays where you can, get a treatment plan and stuff like that. But if it was more of an open system where you could export it to whatever doctor you wanted, that would be absolutely amazing. So you can compare multiple treatment plans, almost like Carvana or something like that. When you go to sell your car, taking the haggle and the stress out of picking an orthodontist. Incredible. So either company could totally do that. It would just totally change just the whole picking an orthodontist experience. It's something that consumers hate. If you think that they like going from office to office, sitting in, getting a treatment plan, they hate it. Moms are busy now, dads are busy now, young adults are busy now. They just want to get their data, put it up, you tell them what they need, they'll pick the right person based on the experience and the price point. Boom. So anyways, that's all my suggestions for both Align and SDC. I'm sure that this is going to be a very popular video, and I'm going to put it out there, and whoever wants to use it, go for it. All right. And again, these are just my opinions. All right. Thanks so much.